Hey, welcome back everybody. Today we're going to play my oldest game that I've ever made, at least that I've programmed, and that would be Hammerman's Adventure. This was a game I made in GameMaker way back in 2006. Um, the cat that you saw just there was a family member's cat that I just happened to use. I happen to have a photo of it, so I thought I would add it as the loading screen. Um, I don't know why. I was 12 years old. It seemed like a good idea at the time. So real quick, this game it has some instructions to it. I won't read them all right now, but you go up, left, down, right. Diamonds give you 10 points, star gives you 50 points. The objective is get as many points as you can. That's not really true. What you want to do is hit the flagpole, and then I have a little bit more information for later levels. And the original title apparently was called Hammerman's Treasure Hunt, but I ended up changing that to just Hammerman's Adventure. So now on the right hand side, this is our Mario saves the game. The blue dot, I think, jumps to the end of the game just for like debugging purposes, and then the green ball here actually loads your game. This is, I guess, what you call like the title screen. Just not much of a title screen. I don't really know what the point of all this stuff was. If you hit the little nucleus stuff out here, the atoms, uh, that actually ends the game. That's actually like the end goal. So I was sort of taunting the player by putting that all outside the starting area. Um, there's also a bunch of ghosts and stars and diamonds that you can see, but you can't get to. Again, just sort of taunting the player. So yeah, that's the title screen here. And obviously, I'm going to commentate, give you sort of a director's commentary on all this stuff because I've considered just doing like a normal Let's Play without commentary, but I think it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense unless I uploaded my own thoughts on this. So we hit the flagpole and go to the level, and like I can just sort of walk around and collect these diamonds and these stars, but like I don't really want to do that because it takes a lot of time. Sorry if the music is a little too loud. Also, I'll make sure, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be, but with the way that OBS is set up, but it's really loud on my end for some reason. So now, oh, so I hit a ghost by accident. He says, game over. So I just have to go all the way back to the start. Unless I hit a save point, which is Mario. So we're gonna go and touch Mario here. Our only way to defend against the ghosts is to shoot hammers out of ourselves, and we do that by pressing spacebar, and we can shoot as many hammers as we want. We just have to hold the direction that we want to shoot them in, and the way I programmed it is really bad because obviously, as you can see, I can only fire one hammer up and the rest go to the right, so whoops, that's not really very useful. Now, the reason why I'm not actually going for any stars or diamonds is because they don't actually do anything. It's just for your score number, which you can't even see. Oops, shoot. To load the game, we go to the green ball. There we are. The music does not load. Obviously, it keeps playing the same music that it was on the level that you died on. It's all very unprofessionally done. Mario says, "Thank you for using the Mario save post. Please come again," which is just kind of funny. But yeah, like, clearly this was the work of a 12-year-old, but it's not bad. I mean, for a 12-year-old's first game, this took me like maybe a week or so to do at most. I can't really remember, honestly, but now this destroys all the rocks, that little explosive thing, which doesn't do anything in this level, but it does matter later on. So this is the first boss battle, where our boss is Wispy Woods that we have to fight. And so I try to simulate a boss battle by blowing up all the rocks, but again, that doesn't really do anything. He's just sort of a background, literally a background sprite. There are some ghosts that we have to get rid of, but that's about it. And let me know if you recognize what some of these songs are. Post in the comments if you recognize any of the songs. Just some of them I just sort of grabbed. Some of them are from games that I know. Some of them are just like this one. I think this is a Metroid song, but I'm not 100% sure because I've really never played the Metroid games growing up. But I like the song. so I used it for this level. The rest of the songs I'm pretty well familiar with, but but this one I couldn't tell you where it's from. Okay. This one was weird. I got kind of creative with working on the game, so I thought, well, what happens if I put multiple player objects in the same level? And this is what happens. So, this was actually my first, maybe, genius moment of game design right here. Sort of experimenting with the game mechanics themselves. But it didn't last long. So, I also don't know what game this song is from, so if someone knows, let me know. But as you can see in this enemy, we have Pac-Man-like ghosts. I think these ghosts might have come with the Game Maker as like default enemy sprites. Same with all the rocks and stuff. Like these were all default sprites other than Hammerman and Mario and the hammer. Like obviously you can tell which ones are ripped from existing games. So, if you played any Nintendo games in the 90s, you'd be able to tell. But about a year before getting involved with Game Maker, maybe only half a year. Well, yeah, maybe only half a year. I found out this really should be its own video, but how I ended up finding Game Maker. But I learned how sprites worked. And I was downloading sprites that were ripped from Nintendo games and sort of collecting them to use for sprite comics. And eventually I learned that I could put them in Game Maker. Well, it didn't take long for me to figure that out. The part that took me a long time was finding out that Game Maker was even a thing. But once I did, I started using the sprites that I had been collecting. And so that's why I started out with this kind of thing. Obviously we have a Mario background. I had a few Kirby backgrounds, as you could see earlier in the game. Because really I always played Mario and Kirby games growing up, so. Also, forgot to mention those, the really early backgrounds were like default Windows pictures. Or maybe they were default Game Maker pictures, I can't remember, it's been too long, but. So this background here, actually, speaking of, it's supposed to resemble the Mario Castle levels even more, because there was the Morton's Castle before you enter the Vanilla Dome. It has this song, and it has this background on it. That's kind of what I was going for here, especially with the verticality going up and down. It was supposed to resemble that level from Super Mario World. Shoot. It died. Now, this is a slightly tricky level. Probably one of my favorites, actually, just because of all the timed movement you have to do. And it's very subtle, but the different colored ghosts actually do operate at different speeds. So, there is some logic here. The blue ones only go up and down, the orange ones only go up and down, the red ones and green ones only go horizontally. But they each go at different speeds, so. Okay. Just have to be patient and you can generally get past all of these pretty smoothly, I would say. I don't really know where the original idea came from. Uh-oh, I died there. Yeah, I don't really know how I came up with this idea, other than I really thought that the hammer suit was underutilized in Super Mario 3. It was one of my favorite power-ups to get, and I guess I just wanted to use it for a game. I guess I thought that he kind of looked like a character on his own. Okay, I can't go right. That's completely blocked off, so we just go down here. There we go. Now initially, when I made this game, you would just like tap the button and he would just continue going in that direction. I later updated it so that you could just, you know, move like normal, like any normal game. But it was kind of like he was always on ice, you know, because he was in the ice world. The Hammerman, or the Hammer outfit in Mario 3, you would find that in the ice world. So his movement was sort of like always being on ice in this game. But people complained too much, so I changed it. I don't know. Well, I do have ideas for how to update this game, which I'll show you in a different video. If this could be possibly turned into a game that people would want to play, which I think maybe it could. So this is like the first real boss, because the Wispy Woods boss was just sort of like a mini boss. But this is like the first real end of a world kind of boss. So we bring back the ghost mechanics and combine it with the clone mechanics, which is nice. Some game design right there. Just flawless. I recorded this like months ago and I took forever to beat that. So that is extremely difficult to do on the first attempt, by the way. So skills right there. So that was essentially you blowing up the ghost headquarters, destroying the king ghost. And so this would be considered the second story arc of the game. And there is a story. Now you'll notice that if I try and hammer these UFOs, it doesn't work. So we're just going to continue the level. And here it is. Here's our story. So Kirby says, "Hey Hammerman, have you seen all those UFOs? Well, while you were in the ghost headquarters, the mothership came over here. And then it released a whole ton of UFOs. It went this way. New objective, get on the mothership." So then Kirby goes off toward the flagpole and we also follow him. Now, obviously what I was trying to do was like, I wanted Hammerman to be able to like walk up this stuff, but I had no clue how to program gravity or slopes, so it just looks the way it does. Now, similarly, I decided to copy and paste the code for Kirby here, and just every scene he's in thereafter. So I collide with him, and he says, "Over here," and he says, "Ah," when he hits the UFO, and he continues to say it every time he collides with the UFO, and every time he collides with the player. So again, very basic Game Maker stuff. It's basically just me learning how Game Maker works as I make a game, which I guess I would recommend people do when they're learning a new software. They just make something with it and learn how it works. So here I can hit this again. He just says the same thing until he hits the UFO, and now he glitches out and interrupts the flow of the game whenever he collides with one. So, like, this is peak game design right here. You know, just throw enemies all over the place that don't even try to attack you, and then just throw some items you can collect for points, and then the goal. Okay, now we're back on the ocean. By the way, these levels have names to them, but you can't see them because I'm full screen. So, if I were playing windowed mode, I could tell you the names of the level, but I don't really want to do that because it would make the whole game worse. The whole viewing experience would be worse. I'm going to avoid the aliens and just go to the flagpole because points don't matter in this game. You can't even see them. Again, that's something that you can see on the window title. So since I'm playing full screen, you can't even see how many points you have. Now this is supposed to be like a battlefield full of aliens, and they're like, that's the army on the right hand side. And we're sort of like going downward to see just how many aliens there are. And then we're going to be forced to walk all the way back up, very slowly and painstakingly, back to where we started. Because I always thought that was a clever game mechanic, was to make someone go all the way down and then all the way back up. It turns out that's just a really big waste of time. But depending on the game, you can maybe do it right. Like Zelda does it right when you circle around an entire dungeon and then they give you a shortcut to the, you know, to the end. Like when that works, when it's done that way, it works right. But anyway, this yeah, I'm not even gonna mess with that over there. So here we have Kirby, and we have to make him bump into that guy over there. He says, "Hey, watch where you're going." "Well, hello there. Are you this Hammerman I hear of?" "You are. Well, my leader wants to see you." "I'm the captain of this mothership. Hop in." And so we hit the explosive and we go into the mothership. Captain says, "Hammerman, my leader tells me he wants you to pass a test. Go up these stairs. The general will meet you at the end of the test. Good luck. New objective, pass the alien test." Okay. "What is this place, you ask? Why, it is where we make our ghosts. Hmm? You say you just destroyed a lot of them. Oh no, I must warn our leader. So, the plot twist is that the ghosts from the first world are being created by the aliens so that they can take over the world, presumably. Now these guys I named alien berserkers because they just go crazy. Although they're not supposed to get stuck in place like that, they're supposed to move on a path. But that ends up making the level really simple to get past. The green aliens, I guess you could just call alien fighters or something. And there we go. Now here's the general. So you made it, huh? Congrats, kid, you got guts. But now you must face our leader. Go into the room ahead. I have high hopes for you. And then he repeats his dialogue until I phase through him all the way. Alright, and we're gonna save so we don't have to repeat the dialogue. Now this is the alien leader here. You must be Hammerman. I have been waiting. And so, just in case you aren't aware, those are like two giant eyeballs. So he's some sort of like shadowy figure. I have been waiting. I have a final task for you. You have destroyed our ghosts, and so we now pit a challenge against you. If you win, we and our ghosts will leave. But if we win, we will stay here forever and turn you into one of us. So now it is the challenge. Go through here. So now I have to go through here. And by the way, this upcoming part is a little bit stressful, so I'm going to try and concentrate. New objective, finish first place in each round of the battle. I'm going to chase you. Okay. So here, oh gosh, the controls are really bad. Oh. Okay. So for some reason, this requires an explanation. So he says, "Nah, I win, game over." So, when I was making this in middle school, I was making it on my laptop, which I can't remember how it happened, but at some point my up arrow key on my keyboard got ripped off of the keyboard and I couldn't put it back on. So, that was really bad when I was making this game because I couldn't press up. And so, in this game and many other games, I mapped the up key to shift. So, in order to go up in this chase area, I have to press left shift instead of up, because apparently that's left from how it was when I had my old laptop. Now, the big twist about this battle here is that you have to go through the maze normally while he can cheat and phase through walls. He says, "It's not over yet." So like, that's not a programming issue, that's intentional. The alien is cheating while you're not able to cheat. Although this one, I kind of had to do that because there's no way to win otherwise, unless you go over the top of the level. Arrgh. And now we just go straight down. But, oh man. That was a narrow collision with that ghost there. Oops. Okay. So you won. Sir, he cheated. I did all I could. Silence. I saw the whole thing. Well done, I must say. He cheated. Which is funny, because I kind of did cheat, because when I originally programmed the game in 2006, I was supposed to go through that big mess on that second level, but when I was trying to record it for this right now, like, it was literally impossible. I tried it a million times, so I just sort of modified the level slightly. I don't know how it was possible back then, but at any rate, I did kind of cheat in a way. That's enough out of you. Hammerman, we will leave right now, as I had said. Sir, we can't lose. We must fight back. Once again, goodbye. Cheater. I refuse to lose to an Earthling. Cheater. Okay, we're just gonna phase through. Okay. So he blows up. I kind of forgot about that detail. So he passed the test and defeated the leader? Wow, I'm impressed. So now I'll let you off. We're flying, so we need to land. Whoa, what the? So I guess the ship blew up. Alright, we need to get out of here fast. Follow me to the escape route. We gotta jump for it. So then we blow up the ship and get out of here. You ready for the jump? Alright then, let's go. He just kind of stays there at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so now let's save. I don't want to have to redo that boss fight. So that was the second boss fight, if you really couldn't tell. And now we're in the third arc of the game, which is after the alien spaceship crashes in the desert. And Kirby does the same thing that he was doing before, which is nothing. the general says, "Why did it get worse? I have no idea where we are. Hopefully you know what we can do. New objective, find out where you are." And we have to do this. And then we have to do this. Come on. By the way, I was really into Super Mario RPG at the time. More on that in some other video. But that's where this music is from. Ah, I'm a wreck. You think you have some bandages? Ooh, maybe the general has some. And then he goes to talk to the general. And then he says, "What? Some strange artifact was in my non-existent pocket." I don't know what that is. Okay, so he goes to check for bandages, and they find some mysterious artifact, which I guess ends up leading them through the desert. This is when the story kind of goes off the rails here. Now, this is when we, this is also when my game design goes off the rails, because as you can see, there's not a whole lot going on, and I have to get right up to the edge of the screen before I can see where I'm going, which is really bad in game design. And our enemies here are these completely static, non-moving cacti that turn into snakes whenever you hit them enough times. So it's kind of an interesting concept, the idea of a cactus that hides a snake inside of it. Yeah, it is kind of interesting. I don't even think that save point is worth getting, just due to the effort involved. So let's just grab that, and then try and not die here. Okay. Yeah, the only challenging thing about this area is not accidentally dying because of your own stupidity. And by my own stupidity, I mean really bad game design. Like in this, it is really the level's fault and not the player's fault. Oh gosh. Actually, you can't even see it because my webcam is in the way, but that's alright. Because I'm so close to the screen here. Okay. 1 second, you'll be able to see it again. There we go. Alright. End of that level. And now we have a slightly better level, just because it's easier to see the whole screen at once. I guess I said screw moving the camera. I wasn't really too fond of that idea at that point. And this wouldn't be nearly as frustrating if the hammers actually got thrown in the direction you're moving, but they don't. You have to like, it only works on pressing the button, not on holding it. So I have to like very intentionally press the button every time I want to throw the hammer, and I have to press it as I throw. So I don't know, you be the judge. Is this a decent game for someone who basically had like, I don't know, a day of Game Maker experience and then spending like a week on this? Maybe 1 to 2 weeks? I can't remember exactly, but you know. Now, before this, I had been designing mini-games by drawing them on paper, but this was my first attempt at actually programming a full game. So we enter the pyramid, and now these snakes actually kind of throw fireballs, but not really. It's like they throw them once and then they stop. Not entirely sure why. Also, at some point during this pyramid section, there are these traps that get activated. I'm not 100% sure if they're activated in this version of the game, but we'll see. There's the shift key again. Look at all that gold, he says. And he just sort of moves and tries to get the gold himself. So again, there's a lot of points here I could collect, but there's no real point because you don't get anything for them. Now, it's possible that that the traps are in this level or maybe one of the other levels going forward. But whether there are or not, let me just describe them. So basically, I thought it would be a clever idea to put like an object that is just 1 pixel. It's just literally 1 black pixel, and just stick it somewhere here in the level. and you had to be smart enough to look at the screen and see where the black pixel is to avoid it. And I just had like dozens of black pixels sort of scattered in really inconspicuous locations, and it basically like trial and error to figure out where you're supposed to walk or not. So we'll see if that's here or if somehow I ended up taking them out of the game. I can't remember what happened. Shoot. Okay. There it is. Yeah. So I went over one. It says snap. Huh? There it is. Game over. So, okay, they are still in the game. So this will be fun. So now we are combining the ghosts with the aliens in the pyramid environment. This is sort of a callback to the other castle-ish level with the ghosts in it, although it's not as good. Like, this was the point where I was running out of ideas and admittedly also motivation for the project, which tends to happen in all of my projects. So my game design really went out the window on this pyramid world. Oh, come on. See, that's game design, right? That's putting an invisible block that instantly kills the player is good game design. Except it's not really invisible, it's just really hard to see. Yeah, I can see it now. Now that I know it's there. Shoot, there's another one. Alright, good job, me. 12-year-old me thought that was funny. Okay. There has to be a way to get over there. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of those there. I guess this works. Okay. I went here after I saw that artifact in my pocket. It's been acting like a magnet the whole way here. Whoa, it's dragging me in here. So there's never really an explanation as to how he got the artifact. So, not the best writing on my part. He's really not supposed to, like, sit back and come back like that. He's just supposed to keep going, but something went wrong with the programming, obviously. Now, this is actually the final boss. Roar! The artifact made him appear. And this is what we call the Food Pharaoh, because he's the boss of the food pyramid. And I thought this was really clever. I still do think it's clever. He's got bananas for hair, grapes for eyes, orange for his face, tomato for his nose, watermelon for his mouth, a potato for his body, and broccoli for his arms. So, unfortunately, despite having such a good character design, the battle itself is rather boring. All you do is just throw hammers down and hit him. And he doesn't even really fight back, so other than moving his arms. So, I guess he has a phase 2, just slightly more difficult, but not really. You just have to hit him from over here. Again, I was running out of steam at this point. I don't know why. Like, I really could have made this a lot better. But, I'm proud of it. I'm really proud of the drawing, to be honest, more than anything. I think I did a really good job drawing that in MS Paint. And that's the game. So Hammerman successfully defeated the Food Pharaoh and the Food Pyramid, and this is just sort of like a credit screen where it shows every enemy you encountered. And then the final flagpole. And yeah, so that's that, and oh, now we're on the outside of the title screen. Like I said before, where these were like the thing you get at the end of the game, so now we're at the end of the game, and I just touch one of these and the game will exit. So yeah. Congratulations, you beat the game. The aliens are still stuck, terrorizing the desert. Stay tuned for an upcoming sequel. Oh, I get to enter my my name. Yeah. And we got 15,610 points. Not bad, I guess. So that was Hammerman's Adventure, and I always loved to tease sequels, especially even back then, and I still do today. I love teasing sequels. So I did end up making a sequel. We'll cover that in a different video, but I hope you liked the playthrough of my very first game, Hammerman's Adventure, programmed in April of 2006 when I was just turned 12 years old. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the game. If you had any suggestions or comments or questions, drop them below the game. And let me know also if you have made games yourself. What was your first game? What did you make? And post a link to that and I'll check it out. Hey, thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to go to goldbargames.com. You can check out our website and find all of our games available for purchase on Steam and itch.io and maybe other platforms as well. And at the very bottom of our website, you can find our mailing list, so be sure to sign up for that. All you have to do is enter your first name, last name, and an email address, and then you just hit the subscribe button. And there you go, you're subscribed. And once you're on our mailing list, you'll receive email updates for releases of our games or demos for new games that we're working on. You'll be the first to know of all of that cool stuff, and we look forward to being able to share all of that with you. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.